wherever you're watching us from. Welcome to Churchill Show, My Journey, My Story edition. I'm so glad and excited you could join us today. And today's show is a very special day because it's a maiden show, just like it is my maiden show to fly. And so thank you so much, first of all, for your comments and feedback. That is what has kept us moving all this time since COVID started. My guest today, you requested for him. He has inspired me for years, for the last 4 years. He's my friend, he's my brother. He has an amazing story, a young boy from Algeria. He dreamed of flying planes. Now he owns a couple of them. This is the amazing story of Captain Abdullahi Hassan of iFly. Come along. How are you?
I'm fine.
Yes. Yes.
Welcome to iFly.
Asante sana. I'm here to see Director Hassan.
He's there waiting.
Asante sana. Thank you very much. Abdullahi Hassan. Hey bro. Poa sana. Asante sana. Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
And thank you so much to invite in your beautiful, beautiful office.
Anytime.
Captain.
Yes. Long time.
Long time bana.
Yes, karibu sana.
You know today's recording is very, very special.
Okay.
I remember ukiniambia juu ya hii dream yako ya own planes. So how many years now? 3?
Now 4 years.
4 years
yeah.
now. Okay.
Yeah.
Asante sana. So many people want to know your story, Hassan. Mahali ulisomea, where you grew up, before tuongee mambo ya ndege. Karibu sana Churchill Show.
Asante sana, Churchill. It's a great honor for me to be on your show today,
Yes.
featuring on these particular episodes and season,
Yes.
to inspire young guys also on the next generation to come.
Yeah.
That at least I touch on their stories, that anything is possible in this world as far as you believe in it.
Yes.
My name is Abdullahi Hassan.
Yes.
Married with 3 kids. I have 1 son and 2 beautiful daughters.
Yes.
My wife also is Mulki Shukri, somebody I also consider with high regards because we have started with her from the scratch, and she knows all my history and where I come from. She's one of the person who has been pushing me from behind the scenes, trying to make it in life. So I'm from a family of 8 members, and other family member also of 6 members. So we are a total of 14 brothers and sisters. I am a 4th born of the first family of the 8 members. So my dad and mom are still alive and they are in Wajir. So that is the general synopsis of my family.
They'll be watching you today.
Okay.
Wanaona inashika huko.
Wajir vibaya sana.
Inashika.
Inashika vizuri, yes.
Say hi to mom and dad.
Yes, hi mom and dad and my brothers and sisters.
Wasalimie tu na lugha yako, ni sawa.
Assalamu alaikum. Hooyo abo wa fiicantiin Soomaha. Ireer Wajar kulligood meeshan ka imaaday. Waan salaamahaya. Kuna soo dhawaada Churchill Show.
Yeah.
Hata wanafa kujaribu. Kusoo dhawaada Churchill Show. Unajua ile watu wakujali yahay ama unakupenda. Hiyo hawezi kushinda
mimi sana. So ulianzia wapi Hassan?
Hassan is a young man born and raised in Wajir County. I'm in a pastoral community.
Yes.
One time when we were on the move, my mom gave birth to me in under a tree. I was not born in a hospital. So and after that we went schooling in Wadbury Primary School in Wajir town.
Yes.
And went to a high school called Koraf Harar Secondary School.
Yes.
Koraf Harar is a town in the border of Somalia and Kenya.
Yes.
Studied my 4 levels there. And when I finished the high school in Koraf Harar, we were the pioneers of that particular school. That school has a story.
Yes.
Because I can remember as a young guy, the way cycles is not kama sahi ya kindergarten ambayo group of schools wanapelekwa na bus.
Yes.
It used to be a journey of where you wake up early in the morning, 5:30, dress up and go for the duksi in the morning of 5:30, and then after duksi session in the morning you go to a primary school from 7 a.m. Hustle the whole day in the school, go back and for lunch or breaks, and then in the evening you go back to madrasa in the evening, and then come back again, go back to you finish your chores in the evening almost 9 p.m. Yes. So after that hustle, Port Harar Secondary School. When I finished, it was a school which we have started up and graduated from Port Harar, came back to Wajir town. That is where my dad and mom are still there. We were brought up in a family lifestyle of business where my father and mother started their hustle in hawking, that they used to hawk in Wajir town, selling clothes and shoes. And we were brought with that particular setup where for you to bring food on the table, that you need to hustle. So I remember when I finished my school, while I was schooling, I used to hawk also. I used to have a mkokoteni in Wajir town, me and my brothers. We used to have 2 carts, which we used to pull and push and sell items in Wajir town. Wajir people call it regio. I remember us having competition with a guy called Beliko, who used to be my competitor. We used to hustle with the cart. Akipita town ya Wajir town, upande ya soko mjinga, mimi naenda pande ya Orehi town. So we used to compete in the lines of mkokoteni gani nauza zaidi. So we hustled after that. Started up a shop in Wajir town, used to called Zenith Minimart, which I have started up as a 30,000 shillings, which after a year of running ended up to be a 2 million worth shop, which used to be the second supermarket in Wajir by that time.
Nani alianza? Ni wewe ama your family?
Yeah. My dad gave me that boost of the 30,000 shillings. Yes. And I remember one of the things I used to tell even my other guys is, my first time I earned money on my own pocket is when I was 8 years old. You remember the time you used to be told usiende Nairobi, because Nairobi ukienda alafu toe gari mkono namna hii, kama umevaa ring kama hiyo unakatwa mkono. So you used to have that notion that Nairobi ni mahali kubaya. So because we used to live in Wajir town, I had to sneak on a holiday na nipande hizi lori za kubeba mbuzi. So my task was lori hizo mbuzi zipandane. So you are given 200 shillings. You make sure that mbuzi zipandane on a 2-day journey from Wajir town to Nairobi, because mbuzi zilikuwa zinapelekwa Kiamaiko. So najaribu ku make sure kazi yangu in the 2 days journey that mbuzi zipandane, and then when we reach Kiamaiko you are given 200 shillings. So when I earned my first money of the 200 shillings, I looked around Kiamaiko town and see the guy selling a miwa on a wheelbarrow. So I told him, how much is it the whole thing? Because I wanted to sell the same miwa in Wajir. And I was 8 years old, by that time I was in primary. So I bought the whole miwa. It was actually, I remember the whole stock, it was 150 shillings. So I had bought the whole thing. Jamata amenisaidia akanipeleka kwa ile lori nilikuja nayo, because the lorry was coming back to Wajir to carry the same goods.
Sasa yuko miaka 8.
Miaka 8, so wakati nimekuja I was away from home for a whole week. Nyumbani huko naye natafutwa. Hii jamaa amepotea wapi, naenda kutafutwa kwa kisima, kama nimeanguka kwa kisima, kama nimeanguka kwa shoka. We used to have another river there. So after that I went back to town and tell my dad, now I come from Nairobi na nimeleta hii hustle, nimeleta hizi miwa and I want to sell it. So he laughed it and said, this is my guy, you know, because that is the business mentality he wanted. So nikaanza kuuza miwa in a wheelbarrow again on Wajir town, nikakatakata nikiuza 55 bob, and that money doubled now to 1,500 shillings by that time.
Wow.
So I realized now buying something and selling it is something that you can do it as a business, you know. So karibu hata niache shule niseme hii ndio biashara yangu sasa, because I know where things are coming from. But my dad never allowed that and said, you need to go back to school, leave this hustle, time yake itafika. So I was on the high school, finished Port Harar, came back to Wajir town, hustled with that shop, which I started, I was telling you, and selling competition with, there's another supermarket used to be called Wajir town Basabra, who used to help me with the stock. Wao wanatoa vitu kutoka Nairobi, so wakileta hapo wananipunguzia bei 5 bob ama 10 bob alafu wananipatia. So I used to sell similar thing they are selling. So people used to say, we have Basabra kidogo hapa kwa Zenith Minimart. So people never used to go to town to buy, they used to come and buy from my side. So because they have 5 shillings and 10 shillings difference. So the shop grew big until we make it. So after that hustle, one day nikiwa kwa duka yangu tu nikiketi, I had KDF announcing for recruitment that they want to recruit young men to join the forces. So that time I remember Wajir whole people, they used to take seven slots for KDF recruitment. So 5 people wanachukuliwa in the Kenya Army, 1 person in the Kenya Navy, and 1 person in the Kenya Air Force. So of all the people who turn up for the recruitment, I become lucky to join the Kenya Air Force for that one particular slot. Wow. So that is where my aviation dream started. Because of all along, we used to live in Wajir town, where we see planes coming overhead us, landing in Wajir airport. So I said one day, I want to witness, also be part of this flying machine. So the Air Force now, when they was taken, we go to the training in the Air Force. did her training for 1 year, posted to Kenya Air Force in the Moi Air Base, and then taken on a trade called air traffic control. Air traffic control career is planning these flights in the air. It's like venye tuko na traffic hapa kwa barabara, tuko na traffic kwa hewa, kwa watu ambao wamekiti. So hizi ndege zinapitana kwa hewa, kuna watu wana control. In terms of huyu anafaa ku descend, huyu anafaa ku climb, huyu anafaa ku land, huyu anafaa ku take off. There's a controller who is in charge. So my job in the Air Force was that about air traffic control. And one thing I always say is I always give big thanks to the Kenya Air Force and the Kenyan government at large for giving me that platform. A young man from nowhere who is trained on given all these resources to train and make it in life. Many people have made it in the Air Force. All these people who are leading in the industry, in the aviation, they have the roots in the Kenya Air Force, meaning the Kenyan government has a lot in terms of what it gives. Because when they are recruiting people, they are recruited from all walks of life, from all counties. So that's where it started. After the now air traffic control, I did flight dispatch as a course, which I got a license for flight operations officer's license. Then one of the fine days in the year 2017, when we were approaching the 2015 campaign season was starting, and we have something in Wajir, in our hometown, that there's something called negotiated democracy. Now my community came in and said, you need to serve us on a capacity of member of parliament for Tarbach. That's where I come from. Because I used to get back to the community while even in the Air Force. When I'm on leave or on pass, I used to go to town and participate on the community projects.
Now, before we go to Tarbach and them asking you to be the MP, Napia, how you ended up starting what you're doing right now, iFly. And I'll be telling you why today's recording is very, very special. And thank you so much, Hassan, for opening your doors uweze kuzungumza nazi with your story from Wajir. And now, iFly to the world. Sindio?
Anytime.
So Ambi will be right back after the break.
We will be right back after the break.
Na sasa ambia watu Wajir pia. Wale ulikuwa unasoma nao. Kisomali
right, hiyo inasema nangu aje.
Waambie tutarudi.
Tutarudi. Say
aya.
Wasono kore na
kidogo tutarudi saa hii. Tutarudi saa hii.
Tutarudi saa hii wasono kore na.
Tutarudi after the break. Sad. We'll be right back after the break.
Certified Homes Limited, we are back and we have amazing deals this year for you.
Check out our land and housing projects at an affordable price at www.certifiedhomes.co.ke. Thank you.
Thank you so much for inviting us.
Karibu sana Churchill.
Asante sana.
Yeah, feel at home.
Beautiful, beautiful office uko nayo hapa.
Thank you very much.
Kijana kutoka Wajir. And you're always clean. Asante sana. Welcome back to Churchill Show. My journey, my story, my goodness. What a privilege to have my good friend Hassan as our guest today. Hassan had this dream before, and the reason why, first of all, I love Hassan has been with us since he started supporting us all through the Churchill Show, the Churchill Show of the Roads.
True.
Na asante sana bana.
Asante sana Churchill, because you made it, even I feel as a travel agency, of course, which I will try to talk about it. You have also helped us in many ways, because you heard my story and felt it. This young man needs to also be promoted. So I was your travel partner in terms of taking your team to different destinations.
Nice.
So it also gives us a good platform also to showcase what we do.
Na nashukuru sana. Some of those experiences, by the way, kuna comedians walikuwa hawajawahi panda ndege. You remember?
True, very true.
When we went to Malindi. That's a story for another day. Sasa pale Wajir. So umeenda Kenya Air Force.
Yes.
So you've graduated. Umemaliza. Sasa watu wa Wajir wanasema wanataka kuwe their MP.
Yeah, for sure. What actually made them to think that way on hometown is negotiated democracy, where the old men will sit down and see who fits best on this particular position. So because I was very much attached to the community and I used to have my own way I returned back to the community, they have felt that this is my right time to bring my expertise now on the leadership.
When was that?
That was 2016.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 2016 pressure watu wanashinda hapo kwa mzee Abdi.
Yeah, true.
Wanasema kijana sasa ameiva.
Yes, ameiva.
Anataka
shikilia uongozi. So I had to now go to the Air Force and say now I want to tender my resignation because the community also needs me.
Yeah.
So the same way the forces, they say serving humanity, I want to serve it in another capacity.
Yes.
So once the KDF, they are apolitical, they don't involve themselves into politics. Once you have your mindset gone to the politics, then they will not have issues with you. They see it as a genuine person. I had a clean record in the Air Force when I was there with 2 medals actually. I hold a Operational Leader Inchi medal and a Constitutional medal, which is a big deal. So with my records being clean, they felt that yes, you also have what it takes to serve the community on that particular front. So that actually made me to exit the Air Force. Of course, even for the home, people not receive it well, that you wants to come into an area where you don't know much, that hisi kwa ile job umezoea, hii ni politics different, siasa inakuwa tofauti. Kwa ground unaambiwa things are different. So I went to and have a sit down with the different groups and say, before I exit on the other side, yes, of course, is there something that I can do even without being in the leadership? So by that time, remember I have did my resignation and the Air Force have accepted it, which has gone it under the process that's required, resignated honorably, exited, came to town now and say, the community I can serve not only being in the Member of Parliament, but in many other fronts, that I can also start initiatives and some foundations and bring also all my expertise to better the lives of the people. So by that time, there was a gap now between the time I resigned and the politics time. So I had to come to Wilson. My first time I met my good friend, Captain Mohammed, who is the chairman for Skyward Express. He welcomed me very well and said, Hassan, you don't need even to go and do other things. You can come and join and work with us, you know, because he gave me the position for the flight operations manager, which I served it with distinction. Went to Skyward, still working for them, gone to Eldoret and as a station manager, later the regional manager, and then brought back to Wilson again as a commercial manager on different capacities. So the issues for now politics, I had to stop it now and say, and sasa, because my aviation is my thing, let me continue with the aviation business, you know. So
asante sana.
Yes, asante sana.
And I love your uniform. This is asante sana.
You know, iFly is all about standard. Of course, it's class. People say we are made of class. So sometimes for you to be in the class, you need to be in a certain part. So Skyward.
Asante sana.
Asante Churchill, karibu sana.
So now your father pale Wajir already is excited unaenda kuwa member of parliament. So wewe umekuja around Wilson hapa, you decided unataka kuendelea na mambo ya ndege. Was he hurt? Was he disturbed?
Actually for him, it was all about follow your heart. Everybody at home, they were telling me follow your heart. My heart at that time was not much to that politics side now because it involves a lot of hustle, you know.
Ulijaribu kufanya rally moja?
Oh my goodness. I did, actually the good thing is I'm a public speaker, that I can stand up in a crowd and convince people that this is the way to go. I have that particular strength, but I didn't want to utilize it in a way where in the community I come from, there's a lot that needs to be done. For a good leader to be in place, there's a lot that needs somebody to go out of the way. So I felt carrying that burden for only me, because politics I can change it maybe in another way.
And you are young then.
Yeah, for sure. So I did also people, also the community to be seen as why this young man, and we have many experience and big leaders in place, you know. So I didn't want to cross some boundaries, and I said maybe I can change the community from my small input on behind the scenes without necessarily joining politics. So I had to stop it. Actually, many people will be surprised to hear that maybe there's a time that has happened, because I didn't want it to make it like it's a big deal. Even now, negotiated democracy is the one which is continuing, which is bringing the new leaders in place. Others fail, others work, and it's only that is because of generational change. Others will come to disagree with that negotiated democracy and say, no, this is the way to go. So politics, I had to stop it at all and come to this side. The whole community actually accepted it and said, follow your heart. So my heart was all about aviation. contribution
Yes.
and how I can better in different capacity.
Do they still ask you to join politics now that you're a director?
Absolutely.
We are seasoned in politics, but do they still tell you to go back?
A lot of people actually approached me to join politics, and the fortunate or the unfortunate part is my heart. You know.
Inakata.
Yes, actually, I want one side. I feel bad that I want to serve my community in a good way. That a good leader actually is a better life. I mean, when good, and actually, what we say is good leader is given by God. So. As a calling, I know one time will come when I will be representing my community in that particular leadership position. But at this time, I'm focused on building my company, in terms of my community in different fronts, necessarily not joining the politics. So it will come its time.
Yes.
Yes.
And of course, there's something big you'll be telling us later about Wajir. That's next month?
Yeah, next month, 4th of March.
So umekuja Wilson mnakutana Mr. Mohammed wa Skyward.
Yes. So Captain Mohammed, when I met him, is a good man, I can say, because he held me by hand. By that time, I was walking. You know, I never had even the car.
Yeah.
So we met at the gate of Wilson and said, "Where are you going?" By that time, he said he knew my story because he was also a retired Air Force guy from the air traffic control, from where I come from.
Yes.
So he had a certain similarity between me and him. So we went with him to Skyward Express building, sat down with him and introduced me to the team and said, "Come like that." So that's how I joined Skyward, without necessarily even passing interviews and what have you, because he knew my experience, he knew who I am, and I joined Skyward for that. And the one thing I also want to be grateful is Skyward Express as a company for giving me that platform to try to understand aviation industry in a different capacity. Being a commercial manager for that particular airline allowed me actually to understand how airline conduct business, you know, because sometimes you might be sitting and don't know any clue about how operations are run in an airline business until you're given that chance, when you will realize, oh, kumbe hapa ndio kazi inafanyika namna hii. So I served Skyward with distinction, without any issues. And when I was resigning, everybody was bad about it and said, "Where are you going? Don't go, please." But it was something that I had another vision also to achieve. So until today, even we work with them closely, with all the other airlines also we work with them closely, just because of that particular sense.
History ya leadership ulianzia hapo, because I can see even from your team members, you've taken everyone. Kuna kila mtu kwa kampuni yako. How many staff do you have right now?
Absolutely, we have 45 staff members who others are forced by the regulations that you need to have certain post holders in place. As an airline, there's a certain minimum threshold that you need to meet in terms of the workforce. The good thing about my company is it represents the face of Kenya. You will see every community here. So it's based on professionalism, based on experience and expertise. So
I remember when you were picking up, that's when COVID happened.
For sure, yes.
How was that?
So when I exited Skyward Express 2018, we had to join, I had to start my company as iFly Travel. iFly Travel Agency was now partnered with all the airlines, Kenya Airways, Skyward Express, Jumbo Jet, all of them. So when we partnered, I was selling their commission, getting commissions out of their tickets. So the more tickets you sell, the more commission you get. So because of the connections that I had to now create a lot of traffic in terms of the flow within local travel and the outside travel. Out of that is when we were supposed to kick off in terms of from travel agents now to an airline service, because we were already on the process of an AOC. So we tried to join the industry when we were almost to pick up. Now is then when the airspace was closed. By that time, one of our Fokker 50s, which we owned, is the one which now positioned to Somalia, which was doing local operations in Somalia. So Somalia, the market was not closed. When the COVID time here in Kenya, things were closed. So we had to create something different there, because in Somalia, the market was new in terms of, and it was a lot of opportunities, which we had to tap.
So luckily for you, when COVID happened, you
changed to
Somalia,
Mogadishu. Yes.
How's Somalia, by the way?
Somalia is peaceful. The good thing is they have at least trying to build up their aviation market. And many Kenyans are also working there and getting something out of the market. And as an industry player, when we went there, we brought a lot of opportunities to also the people who are there. So we have been conducting other operations of scheduled service within Somalia market in Mogadishu. So For almost 1 year, when the COVID things happened here, as we were working on the other side, that actually allowed us to bring our other aircrafts, which is now on operations locally here again.
Yeah.
And the good thing with us is we have employed people from different places. With every destinations we go, we employ people from the local. So it is something that we can say getting back to the community again on different ways in terms of the CSR program.
Yeah. So you are flying to which destination?
Currently, we are flying on a scheduled service to Mandera and charter service across the country. And soon on 4th of March next month, we will be launching daily flights again to Wajir.
Wajir.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful story I want to hear. And of course, you promised utanipeleka
Kabisa.
Somali, Mogadishu.
Kabisa.
Churchill Show, Mogadishu.
Churchill Show Mogadishu.
Itafanyika wapi? Kuna KICC.
Lazima upractice, lakini lugha pia mzuri kidogo unaanza kuongea. Si ile tu ya kujalia peke yake.
Yes. Sasa hiyo lazima unifunze.
Lazima.
And we take that lady. What's the name of that? Nakupenda mimi sana.
Yes. Anaita happy hata at least wewe ndio unajua.
Okay, I hope we can do that. My goodness.
Sure.
What a story. What a journey. Last time tuliongea hii mambo, it was 4 years ago.
Yeah, for sure. I remember you actually, when we were doing the Laugh Festival, you came to me on the other side of the building.
Yes.
And it was just a small office. Everything of iFly was all about that small office.
Right.
Which, the good thing about Churchill is about understanding the person. You are connected to that particular person emotionally and both, because I remember us having discussions on what is your vision about this particular business that you are doing. I told you my vision is all about employing many Kenyans as possible, bringing them on board and inspiring young guys that this aviation industry is open for everybody, not for the big class only.
Yes.
And also to get many fleets of aircrafts flying to different destinations, not only regionally but also internationally.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's achievable, because when I was pursuing the interest for being an airline as a company, many people thought that if you are from a certain ethnic community, you cannot get this particular thing. But we proved it wrong, that Kenya is full of opportunities, that as far as you are doing the right thing at the right way, then anything is possible, because the guys managing the Kenyan Airspace, Kenya Civil Aviation Authority are doing a good and professional job.
Great.
So which actually made us our job easy.
I appreciate that. And you'll tell me about that license. You're telling me
Yeah.
how difficult it is or how easy was it to take it.
Important.
And of course now the future of iFly to the world. Hassan, I really admire and love your story. We'll be back with the director iFly Hassan after the break. Don't go away. Sindio? Waambie tutarudi basi.
Na Somalia.
Sawa basi.
Na tuwasono kwa na mudakad. So the Churchill Show.
Yeah, great. Asante sana. We'll be right back after the break. Don't go away.
Certified Homes Limited, we are back and we have amazing deals this year for you.
Check out our land and housing projects at an affordable price at www.certifiedhomes.co.ke. Thank you.
So mzigo ndio hii. Nafikiri unaita equipment.
Yes, it's called equipment because it's also a Fokker 50 aircraft. It's a 50-seater aircraft.
50, yeah.
Yeah, a very strong aircraft from the Dutch. Yeah.
Okay. Hii ni yako ya pili?
Yes. Ile kinako Somalia, ile Soluko.
Uliniambia mara mwisho utanunua ndege. Na mimi niko ile kazi uliniacha nikifanya.
But
so congratulations.
You're also blessed in
Welcome
many ways.
Back.
Yeah, you're also blessed because you have inspired many people, including my own self. So
Asante sana.
what you drive actually touches the lives of many people, including my own self. So also you are a legend.
Asante
it's
sana.
good one day. We need to celebrate you in a special way.
Asante sana.
Yes,
how does it feel seeing your equipment here?
Yeah, sure. You know, as a pastoralist, I always look good to look at my camels and feel proud. The same applies to this one. So this is my camel.
Yeah, uko na ngamia?
Ngamia uko Wajir, yes. Wajir tuko na ngamia zetu. Although we don't count and say we have this number of heads.
Yes.
But as a pastoralist, yes, I have some numbers of heads of camel.
Okay.
So the same is this one is also one of the heads of the camel.
Yes. How many camels do you intend to have?
Unlimited. I don't want to limit myself and say this number of them.
Yeah.
I want to have unlimited.
Yeah.
In a good way, ones that I can manage.
Yes,
sir.
So what inspires you, Director Hassan?
Captain. What actually inspires me is that the belief that no man is limited, the way Eliud Kipchoge said, that you're coming from a humble beginning, that one day, whatever you inspire to be, you can make it.
That's
you
right.
can make it. So the same way every day, that what makes me to work hard is that the feeling that I'm yet to achieve that thing. So it keeps me pushing to the next level, until I make it to where I am going.
Can you imagine? So tarehe ngapi unaenda Wajir? When are we doing the maiden?
Tunaenda Wajir tarehe 4 mwezi wa 3.
Yes.
So watu wa Wajir wanatuongojea sana.
4th of March.
4th of March.
Can you imagine? Ulikuja huku kama kwa lori ile inabeba zile mbuzi za Kia Michael, na sasa unarudi ukiendesha. Will you be the one flying?
Yeah, I will be the one flying.
Oh my goodness.
So because I have a type rating on this particular aircraft, so I fly this aeroplane as well.
How does that make you feel?
I feel very proud. Sometimes every time tukiendanga hata Mandera tunapitanga juu ya Wajir. So every time anasalimianga watu wa Wajir kwa hewa, nasema watu wangu wa Wajir mko salama. So it feels me proud that one time at least I'm coming back to my hometown with pride that your guy has made it.
Yes. Na wale jamaa ulikuwa unasoma shule nao wengine wamekuwa pastoral, you still meet them?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mnakunywa maziwa ya ngamia pamoja.
Kabisa. Actually one thing with the interesting pastoralist life is nikienda hata ushago sasa nyumbani tunaketi kwa kijiji moja na tunaanza kuongea story ya kawaida. So me, I am not a special person. Even my staff knows. Ya kwamba me, I'm just a normal guy. That in our place, I fly as a company. Hakunanga ile ubosi ya kusema tu huyu ni mdosi ama huyu ndio nani. So tunachapanga tu job pamoja. The same applies to hometown.
Mkienda unakaa na hao jamaa hapa.
Tunaketi na wao na tunakula pilau pamoja na tunafurahia. Sijui kama umekula nyama ya ngamia.
Nimekula ngamia, nimekunywa maziwa ya ngamia.
Yeah, and I don't know why huwezi kuwa mrefu, because when ukikunywa maziwa ya ngamia unafaa kuwa unakuwa mrefu.
Kweli? Yes. Utani introduce kwa hizo maziwa.
Tukienda Wajir lazima utakunywa maziwa ya ngamia.
Na nyama yake.
Kabisa.
Asante sana. Finally before you go, kuna jamaa ana watch pale kijana analisha mbuzi. Me, I know that story ya kulisha ng'ombe. I want to inspire them for 2 minutes. Mwingine ako Butere, mwingine ako Lamu. Talk to them.
Kabisa. Hello everyone. Ile kitu mimi naweza sema ni kwamba kama umewahi fikiria kukua kitu fulani, unataka kukua na your own aeroplane, you want to have your own business, you want to make it in life, believe in yourself. Ujiamini, unauamini Mungu. One thing mimi huwa nasemanga, kama uko na blessing ya wazazi wako, hapo ndio naanzianga. Kama uko na blessing ya wazazi wako na wazazi wako walikuambia you can make it, hakuna binadamu anaweza kosa kufanya. Believe in God, believe in what you do and love what you do. Usiwahi lazy around. No man has ever made it with laziness. Churchill amemake mahali amefika kwa sababu ya bidii. Mimi nimemeka hata kama bado sijameka, naendelea kumake kwa ile kujituma na ile bidii. So tafadhali sana, for you to make in life, amini Mungu, tii wazazi yako na ufanye bidii mpaka umake it.
Umesema laziness
is the downfall for every man. So tafadhali sana mfanye bidii.
Apunguze kulala.
Imagine Churchill, how every morning the number of times you wake up as early as possible to be in the job.
Yes.
I mean, kujituma kwako actually inspires me. So it is hard work that pays.
Yes.
Yeah, no laziness has ever paid a price. So the opposite. You work hard, ndio utamake it.
Yeah. Kwa sababu tuko kwa airport na lazima tu shout. So what do you do for fun?
I play football.
You play football?
Nachezanga football. Mimi ni Chelsea fan.
Chelsea. Namba ngapi?
Number 9. So mimi ni mtu Chelsea and I've been like that. Wewe tumelelewa Wajir mahali TV kitambo uwatch. Lazima uongeleshe mwenye hiyo TV ndio kuruhusie uingie nyumbani, otherwise uta watch. So I've been a football is my passion and I also do swimming.
Okay. Awesome. So are we going to Wajir tarehe 4 mwezi wa 3 in March?
Kabisa. Actually iFly will be launching a maiden flight on 4th of March. Hapo ndio sasa watu wa Wajir watafurahia kuona ndege yao imefika Wajir.
Sasa watu wanajua, wale kuna watu wa Kenya wengi watauliza wanaona nini Wajir? Wajua Mombasa utaona maji, Kisumu utaona lake. Wajir iko nini? Wajir iko maziwa ya ngamia, iko nyama ya ngamia na iko asali. So and a beautiful culture. Watu wetu Wajir ni watu welcoming. Ukiona mtu yote Wajir ana smile just like me. So Wajir is known for that cultural heritage that they have withheld. Na pia wanafurahia na ile culture yao, hawajawahi punguza ile utamaduni yao. So asali tamu, maziwa ya ngamia na nyama ya nyeri kwa wingi. Na harusi zenyu ni kubwa sana. Harusi mashallah. All right sir. So we are heading to Wajir. Thank you so much Mr. Hassan. It's noisy, it's windy here at Wilson, and thank you so much. I hope to see you in your maiden flight. Asante sana. Thank you so much for inviting us. Asante sana. Welcome brother. God bless you. God bless you. Keep soaring high. See you next time. Asante sana.